What is up, everybody? My name is Mitchell Saltzman, and this is Elden Ring, or the network test anyway. Usually when we do these first minutes, we like to go through this opening area as quickly.
Good morning. Morning, Mark Riley, Tiberius Riley, Local Boy, Amicus Riley, all the Rileys, morning to all the Rileys, and Local Boy. Just looks like a Dark Souls, doesn't it? That looks very, very similar to a Dark Souls. I mean, that's even a weapon for... I can't remember which one. Dark Souls 3, is it? Mind, that's how you beat one of the bosses, is you cast lightning by using a specific sword. It's another Dark Souls game, isn't it? That thing's got an energy bar, so he'll be tough. Aye, it looks good. It looks good. Are you going to Gilles Games, Ryan? I don't know when it is. When is it? When is it? Where is it? Is it going to say you died? Will it say you died? You died. It's Dark Souls. It's a Dark Souls game. Anywho. My thanks go to Tesco Value Scampy Fry for the Ko-Fi support. Thank you very much, Tesco. I've not opened that door yet, have I? Nope. Oh no! Oh no! I don't get that. The toxicity thing really is a bit of a problem when you haven't got a remedy for it. Because it's going to use up all my flasks. Is there another bonfire in this area? Can anybody remember if there's another bonfire? Good morning, Pops. Steve Zizou. Jim. 808. Good morning. Right. Come on. Come on. Hit me. Oh no. Oh, you fucker. Bravo. Well played. Well, bravo. There's no point in doing this, is there? I'll just drive people. I'll drive you mad by continually doing this. Let's see if I can run it. People run these games all the time. I might be able to run it. Oh, 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 oh. Nah. Once I'm past them, though. Once I'm past them, I might be able to get away from them. Oh! Up. Out my way. Oh no, I'm dead. There's a fog wall. What's behind that fog wall? Oh, I can open the door. Out the fucking way. Gonna get out the... Well, the door's open. There should be a run-in with a guy with a big hat. Oh, no. Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't see that there were that many of them. I couldn't see them. There's 2 DLC. Oh no, for the first one, I can't remember. I'm getting... Come on. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Did I blow my chance of killing... killing the big cat guy? I think I might have blown my chance. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh no. Can I get that? Can I get that? No. Good morning, good wee games. Oh, he's wanting a shot. You wanting a shot, mate? Oh yeah, fucker, I forgot they did that. Oh, I forgot about that bit. Oh, jeez. Do I need to go through that? The bit with the skeleton wheels. Morning, Viva la Hazy. I'm here for reassurances that things will be okay, says Viva la Hazy. No such luck. When's the Glass Games things? You've maybe told me and I've missed it. I had an absolutely shocking sleep last night. Absolutely shocking. It sold out. I didn't think it could sell it. March next year, for goodness sake, that's ages away. It's absolutely ages away. I think you've heard me mentioning before that sometimes for the flat downstairs there's like this vibration, like an extractor fan or something that's running underneath where my bedroom is. Well, that's been happening pretty much every night this week, I think. This whatever it is, extractor fan or something. It can't be a washing machine or a fridge, because they things go on and off, whereas this thing just goes on for hours and hours. And it's getting to the point where I'm like, I'm going to have to try and speak to the neighbour about this, whatever it is. Because what happens is when it wakes me up, what I do is just put on my speaker with like white noise on it, and that does drown it out. But then that wakes Saf up, because that's going on and off all the time, the speaker. So it's just a fucking shit show. So I think I'm going to end up having to speak to the neighbour about it. It seems to come and go, but as I say, most nights, I think every night this week, whatever it is has been on and has been very disruptive. So currently, see what you think of this. Get ready to give me advice and stuff like that. Currently, I'm kind of going through exactly the same process as I was going through with the BBC work, where I'm like stressed and going, this isn't doable, I don't think I can do this, I've never done anything like this before, but this time what I'm thinking about is this workshop thing, this charity workshop thing that's volunteer anyway, so play a game. I played a game. No, I'm talking. I've got 25 minutes of talking left. So I was asked to do like for a volunteer event in a few weeks' time. I was asked to do like a workshop about filmmaking, which is something I've not only have I never held a workshop before, but I don't think I've actually ever been on a workshop before, so I kind of don't understand what they are. Do the workshop. So it doesn't even, if you don't feel qualified to do it, then don't do it. So that's one person saying do it, and another person saying if you don't feel qualified, then don't do it. The thing is, I feel like I could do something. Well, see, this is the thing when we were talking about it that was being said. It was like, this is a wee bit for a volunteer, for a volunteering thing, it's a wee bit, like, it's quite a lot to ask, but I don't think it would be so much to ask from somebody who has done this, like, a fair bit in the past. Like, it wouldn't be as much of an undertaking for somebody who had, like, done these types of things before. But for me, who's never done it before, I'm, like, going, I need to be able to account for every single... It's not a 1 hour workshop, Cup, it's a 2 hour workshop, and it's twice in the same day. So there's one that goes for, like, 9:30 to 11:30, and then 2:30 to 4:30, I think, on a Saturday. So it's 2 2-hour workshops, but obviously it's the same thing twice. I mean, the conversation is, I made a bit of a clown of myself, because I phoned the lassie yesterday to ask her a load of questions about this workshop, but the last question I asked her was, is there any sort of fee for doing this? But I wasn't clear on what, because the email conversation was me asking somebody that I know in the charity, are there any opportunities for mentoring or volunteering, to which he pointed me in the direction of this thing, but I wasn't clear on whether this volunteer event was for volunteers or whether my time was being volunteered as well. As it turns out, my time is being volunteered as well, because the lassie, she said that there's a possibility that I could get some kind of fee, but it didn't sound as if it was the norm to ask. Like, they would have to run it past bosses and stuff like that to get me paid anything. So it doesn't sound like they've done... I know, like, it's obviously a question that they get asked before, because it isn't just, like, the time of the workshops. It's like, I'm going to have to, if I did this, put in quite a lot of preparation time, and it's an entire Saturday I'm giving up for them, so... But it wouldn't pay any money. But aye, it does appear to be taking liberties a wee bit, and it does seem to be... Because I don't know anything about, like, Sav's talked me through, like, structures of workshops. We sat for, like, half an hour yesterday, and she was talking me through, like... There it is there. Like, how to break down a workshop. Is it a stepping stone to other stuff? If you do it, could pave the way to other stuff for you. I mean, possibly. You could put it on your CV. Put it on my CV, I suppose. It's a lot of pre-work for this sort of thing. I think it is a lot of pre-work for that sort of thing, even if you know what you're doing. I was asking her things like, do you expect PowerPoints and worksheets and things like that, to which she was saying aye. But I think she might have just been saying aye because that's the type of thing that they're used to. But if I was doing it, I wouldn't be doing PowerPoints and worksheets and things like that. It would mainly just be talking and maybe looking at, like, videos and things. But basically where I've been for the last 24 hours is just anticipating the disappointment of not doing it again. But also, I really, really, really don't want to make a cunt of it. Like, I don't want to do it and make a cunt of it. Because I did that just recently, a couple of weeks ago. I tried something that was heavy out of my comfort zone and I made a total cunt of it. If you pass someone on your road getting the shopping out of their car and they say, can I give you a hand? And they say, yeah, can you put it in, put it away, then cook my dinner? That's somewhat the same thing. That's the way it appears to me. That's the way it feels to me. Because my inquiry was like, I mean, I can see how it's happened. He might, like, they've maybe assumed that I've done stuff like this before. And in a way, I've written and presented for TV, and I've done all that type of stuff before, but I've never done workshops before. And it seems to me, and this isn't just me talking myself out here, but it seems to me that maybe at one point in the not too distant past, workshops could be a thing that you could kind of wing a wee bit, and you could make your own thing and stuff like that. But now it seems like people expect a bit of a higher standard of workshops. They are expecting like worksheets and handouts and things like that. Have they filmed any of their previous workshops? It's weird because some people just go, just do it for the experience. But other people, but you know what I mean, some of those people are more familiar with this type of thing before, so they understand that there was a point where they didn't know what they were doing, and they did it for the first time, and they gradually picked things up over time. They understand it from that perspective. My perspective is mainly they're asking quite a lot. I've never done it before. There's a certain amount of responsibility involved. It seems risky. It's a volunteer position as well. So it would be good if I could do it and it went well and I could stick it on a CV. I'll tell you more about the situation, more about the numbers here. So it's all online, so it's like Zoom presentation. It's 2 2-hour workshops. The age range of the people who are involved with the workshop is between 11 and 25. And there's between 20 and 50 participants in each class. I think there's still a degree of flexibility in this stuff. Your workshop, your way, says Parps. Good Wee Games knows a couple of folk who do workshops, and winging it seems to be... Well, I mean, I think there is a degree of... I think the nature of it is... I mean, I'd never done one before, I've only had them explained to me, but the nature of it seems to be that it's like... It's no me presenting. It's no like my thing, and I'm in charge, and I'm at the top, and everybody else is. It's like they asked me to facilitate the workshop, which kind of means like be there and I don't know, like be like a middleman between like ideas and things like that. Oh god. This sounds like a nightmare. I'm not doing it. I'm already experiencing heavy disappointment for no doing it, but I'm just going to have to be honest with them and say that it's something that they... Like, the only type of mentoring I've done... I'm just going to be honest with them, I think. How about that? I'll just be honest with them and say the only type of mentoring that I've done in the past is like 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 face-to-face So this type of thing is uncharted territory for me, and I wouldn't want to mess it up. Sit on a desk at the front with an acoustic guitar. That is exactly the very first thought that I had in my head, Steve Zissou. Like, the only thing I could think today was talk about like my experience, and then it immediately strayed off into David Brent territory. Me talking about video guiding for an hour and a half. You seem visibly stressed out about it. That's really not good. I'm usually, the slightest thing will get me stressed, Hardcastle. That's the thing. I'm in a position in life where I need to find out what it is that I want to do next. I need to find other things to do, which is why I was asking this charity about opportunities for volunteering and or mentoring. That's why I was asking, because I want to find these things out. But this doesn't seem like the responsible way to find it. On the other hand, I do have people close to me who are saying, you can do this. You can do it. You've got experience doing things. You can do it. You could bring it together. You've got 3 weeks. Anything that you want to do is going to push you into unfamiliar territory and the feelings you have now. Yep. I'm not being pressured into it because it's a charity. I'm being pressured into it because I'm now able to make a list of things that I've turned down. A list of opportunities that I've either turned down or messed up. That's why I'm feeling under pressure. I'm starting to feel like I kind of have to do this. I think if I say that to them, though, Hardcastle, if I say to them that I'm up for doing it, which is exactly what I said to the BBC, I'm up for doing it, but I have heavy reservations, I think the same thing might happen, where they just want me in the room doing it, the same as the BBC did. They just want me in the room doing it, so they'll just go, aye, no worries, aye. There will have been worse workshops delivered in the past, even if you half-ass it. It's the research. It's this system change thing. It's research into system change and worksheets and like handouts and things like that. I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. Steve Zissou says, if the BBC thing went wrong, though, it could badly go wrong. If this doesn't work out, what's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is that I'll make an absolute cunt of it. And word will get around the office at this charity that I made an absolute cunt of it, or couldn't handle it, or whatever. And the editing or filming work that I get off them might not happen as a result of me making a cunt of the workshop. That's the worst that could happen. Plus it being mortifying and embarrassing, obviously, but I've been through that before. think Mika Hakkinen is for Hong Kong, isn't he? I think he is. What was the good point that Brenfrew made? Weirdly, I'm thinking if it had been a face-to-face thing, I would have been a wee bit more, just a wee bit more relaxed about it. The fact that it's on Zoom, also I don't use Zoom. It's the research. It's the fact that, as well as having never done this type of thing before, I actually don't feel as if I know what I'm talking about either. I'm not a journalist. Asking someone to do something fairly in-depth that requires a lot of work, but not asking, have you ever done anything like this before, isn't great. Nah, I don't think it is. I'm meeting up with Jerry and Rab later, right? And I'm going to say this to them, and both of them are going to go, you can do that, just do it. The same way they did with the BBC thing. You can do that. You can definitely do that. Just do it. It's very general as well. I know it's so fucking general that I might have to, I'd maybe have to just ignore the fact that that's another thing they said. Like straight away, when I was having a conversation with this lass on the phone yesterday, she said like you could maybe like send us through your LinkedIn profile or something, just so we can stick that to let the young people that are attending the workshop, let them know who it is that's going to be speaking on the day. And I'm like, to myself, I'm not saying this to her obviously, to myself I'm going, I've not got a LinkedIn page. I've never had a LinkedIn page. I don't know how to work LinkedIn. Give me 2 seconds. Well, you can do it, I imagine. You know what I mean? See if it was like a room of like 20, 30 folk. I feel like it would be more natural. It would be a more normal, natural scenario. And you'd be able to make yourself understood better. But this on Zoom thing, where everything's remote and everybody's in different places. Plus it's 2 hours. Which doesn't seem like enough time to do anything. I'm just saying things to talk myself out of it, obviously. Whether you can... What? Stewpot says whether you can or can't doesn't matter. Just doing it does. I don't know what you mean by that, Stu. Just doing it does, in my humble opinion. I think I would enjoy... Amicus Riley says I think you can do it. I don't know if you would enjoy doing this, but you definitely can do this. Just keep it vague. I think I would enjoy having done it, but I can't imagine that I would enjoy doing it or enjoy the next 3 weeks of thinking about doing it. Are they going to be allowed to mute their... Well, I was going to say mute your mics and it doesn't matter if your camera's on or off, Steve Zissou. Apparently you need to establish the rules of Zoom when you start a Zoom workshop. I've never done it, so I don't know these things. Do it through Twitch. I have to get this last an answer by the end of the day, probably. Just to be polite. But the position I'm in is that I've done nothing but talk recently about how I need different things today and I need to find out new directions to move in. And this is another opportunity to do just that, but I'm bottling it because I've never done it before. I'll just get killed by some skeletons. That'll cheer me up. Oh, you little shit. Wow. 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 System change is very much like idea change. If you think about it, system change is very much like idea change. Because your established patterns of thought and ideas are established and it's difficult to change direction. You definitely do a certain amount of structure and determination and planning, and to a certain extent routine. The workshop started. This would be in the workshop. To a fucking 11-year-old. Sorry for swearing. An 11-year-old I'm saying that to. Supported to have structure, wee man. Hang on. I'll get my notebook up. See, all my notes are vague. It's all vague. It's all vague and requires research. I mind, I don't know if you've come across somebody I know, I met through social media, but I have met in real life as well. He's he's an artist, but he does like storyboard work. A guy called Rob McCallum. You've maybe seen him a bit. He's a Scottish guy, but he now lives in Canada, close to Toronto. But he does storyboard work, and he's done like loads of horror films. And he works for the Star Trek Netflix series. But I met him once in Canada, and he was telling me that he had, I think it was his showreel or something that he cut together by himself. But I remember it was funny because he explained that the software that he used to cut his showreel together was called Cute Cuts. I think it was something that his young daughters had been like an app that his young daughters had been using, but that's what he used to cut his professional showreel together, was a bit of software called Cute Cuts. It's another one of these things. This is the bitterness of this experience. It's another one of these things that I look around at people around my age, much younger than me as well, who wouldn't think twice about doing something like this. Like, there's like basic skills like PowerPoint and making worksheets and handouts and things like that. These like basic things that people seem to have learned decades ago, but I've just never done. I've never done it before. So it adds to the bitterness of it. Are they supposed to be learning how to do stuff, or are they just listening to how you learn stuff? I don't know, Amicus Riley. I don't know. There is no... I mean, I did have an opportunity to phone her yesterday and ask her questions, which I did, but there's no detailed brief about what this is. Really. Deliver a workshop, a 2-hour workshop on... Let me get the exact wording. Also, I'm going to have to go very soon. How to use filmmaking to create system change. So at its heart, it will just be it would just be a workshop about how to make things, really. It's just that the framing of it is towards system change. So it is really just a workshop about making stuff. I can barely, honestly, Tribumat says he can barely do anything in Microsoft Office. I hardly even know how to use Word. I do write things, but I barely know how to use Word. Because I don't format or make any dynamic documents up. I have been using Word for decades, but I hardly know what to do with it. I just type paragraphs into it, that's all I use it for. If they give you a vague brief, they can't be too angry when you interpret it loosely to fit in with your experience, says Parps. Sounds like a meaty subject matter for 11-year-olds. Well, it's like the charity, like the bulk of the work that this charity do is for like young people and like highlighting areas of society that are easily overlooked. So that's kind of what. Also, the COP26 thing's going on. So this system change. These buzzwords are in the air, aren't they? Good morning, Middy. It's been a long time since I tried to alter a margin on Microsoft Word Amicus Riley, but I do remember many years ago that being a big problem. Like moving a margin and then it fucking everything else up and then going, I don't understand what's happening, and then giving up. For what I understand, for what has been explained to me, like this breakdown that we went through last night with me and my girlfriend partner, there's like intros and things like that. Like 10-15 minutes at the start is like intros and icebreaker stuff, just to like familiarise us, or like get to know each other and make sure that everybody's paying attention. Then you talk about the subject, kinda loosely, broadly. But to talk about the subject, you need to do a certain amount of research and have things to show and stuff like that to back up what you're... Basically, the way I'm thinking about it is like, that would have to be written. I would have to have a big think about what I was going to say and write it and find reference materials. But after talking about it, you would like put them into breakout rooms, whatever a breakout room is. It's a Zoom thing. I don't use Zoom, so I don't know. To give them something to do. So there seems to be in a workshop. It seems that you give them things to do. So you're no always like, it's not always me presenting things. There's like. It almost seems wasteful to have this much preparation with only 2 sessions to use it. Well, Bren, but it isn't a paid thing though, because it's a volunteer thing. Like, the only reason I would be doing it is to be able to say that I did it and be able to put it on my CV. But also, obviously, once you've done it a couple of times, so you've got maybe an idea of what a workshop is, so you can maybe do it again in future. You have to make them cry laughing in the first 4 seconds, or the whole fucking day is a write-off. You've got 4 seconds. Make them count. Many thanks to Old Conrad for the Ko-Fi support. Thank you very much, Old Conrad, if you're there. Pretend to be from Edinburgh. I bet 70 to 80% of this, what's difficult to get past in this situation is confidence, I think. But 70 to 80% of it is just confidence. I think it's the type of thing that if I just turned up and was quite confident about it, the workshop wouldn't really matter that much. It would matter a bit, but it wouldn't matter that. Nobody's going to die. What would Richie do? Well, I had a conversation with Richie about the BBC work because he was here in the flat around the time that I was having to make my mind up, and I did flat out ask him, would you just do this? And he said aye, he would just do it. Ignore that imposter syndrome. I don't know that it is imposter syndrome though, because the reality is that I have never like done things. I can say that I've been a freelance editor for however many years and I've made the BBC thing, but it's always been like, it's never been like traditional media work that I've done. I've never fallen into the traditional industry. Most of the things that I've done, I've just done on my own terms. Is this the workshop that I'm getting right now? Maybe this is the workshop. I don't understand how companies do things. I don't understand how broadcasters do things. I've always just done things on my own terms. Taught myself how to do editing, taught myself how to do use a camera. I write the way that I know how to write. The more I'm talking about it, sounds like I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Right, I'm gonna have to boost. I've got a Jerry turning up quite soon. If it was you, most of yous have got jobs though, so yous are in different positions. Let's put it to a vote. If it was you, you've never done anything like this before. It's too difficult to put yourself in the same position as me because you're in your own position. I'll just ask, if it was you in your position, would you do this? But then it isn't something you want to do though, is it? Stewpot says he would do it. Stewpot's done cage fighting, so he's... One, he's crazy brave, and two, his brain's damaged. A tour workshop on how filmmaking can be used towards system change, presented by Stu, would just be him dribbling on himself for an hour and a half. And then he would get up for half an hour and he would hump. He would hump a boxing bag for half an hour. And then the handout at the end of his class would just be something that he's handwritten on a bit of paper and it says, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. And he'd invoice them for £1,000. Will there be a... hang on. Tribute asks, will there be a CV chat thing this month? I asked Robert last month about it and he didn't get back to me. I'm seeing him the day and I'll ask him again the day, but maybe I could try doing it by myself if you can't do it. I feel a responsibility to do it, obviously, because we said we would do it and we've only done it a couple of times, but I'll get back to you. Copy says he would do it as he's done it before, but he wouldn't enjoy it and the run up to it would be torturous. It would be last minute and it would be shite. I just think not doing it would be so much worse than doing it really badly. That's where I ended up with the BBC thing. Like, I can't deal with the regret of not having done it, of having just turned it down and told myself that I wasn't good enough to do it. But then I went in and it was absolutely mortifying. Absolutely mortifying. There would be no like learning to use Premiere and showing your work to people sounds a lot harder and more nerve wracking than doing a 2-hour workshop. Aye, probably, but I don't know. I don't know what a 2-hour workshop is. I don't know what it is. Many thanks to Glenster for the Ko-Fi support. Thank you very much, Glenster. Much appreciated. Right, okay. Well, I'm going to go away and meet people, and I'll ask them the same questions that I asked you, and all of them are going to say, just do it. And I might end up, by the end of the day, agreeing to do it, which means that I've got 3 weeks tomorrow to prepare it. While doing the other things that I need to do in life, like go downstairs and talk to this fucking neighbour about this stupid fucking extractor fan or whatever it is they've got going all night, every night. I mean, you've got an intro, right? You say who you are, and you get them to introduce. What Saf was saying was get them to go into breakout rooms and talk to each other so that they can get to know each other within their own groups. I don't know what that looks like in Zoom because I've never used Zoom before. But you introduce each other, you say a bit, and then you come back and then you talk about the subject with reference points. Then you give them something to do. In groups. I keep doing this, I keep starting to talk with enthusiasm. Hang on, I'll need to get the door. Right, I'm away as well. If Copy's away, I'm away. Right. I'll catch you next week. As far as I'm aware, it'll just be a normal morning stream next Monday, but I'll let you know. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks very much for watching. Exercise and meditate. Thanks for the Ko-Fis and stuff. Cheers. Really appreciate it. Have a good one.